everyone, welcome to our achievements by Ice Lighting. In this video I'm going to show you how to do the achievement Honor Our Ancestors. But before I go too deep into that, you need to know that before you do that, you need to go to the Nook Hood area and you need that armor in order to get one of the items. So if you don't know how to do that, please have a look at the video. Knew you could do it. And if you check all the way to the end of it, it will show you where you get the item you need. Right, now honoring our ancestors requires awakening dust. Now, this is an item you will have got when you originally handed in quests with them. However, if you've used it, it's okay, you can get another one. However, while under it, you can also get a battle pet and a mount. So there are videos above for what to do for those as well. You will need 2 awakening dusts if you're doing the mount, one to be used to hand in and one to be actually under in the ancestral area. So before we go any further, I will show you how to get the awakening dust if you have already used it, because you still need this for the honoring the elders. So if you make your way to the renowned quartermaster, you will see that they actually sell it. It is the second item and it requires occasional sand and 50 resources. Now, occasional sand, you can either go and farm yourself or you can buy it from the auction house. If you're in the mood for farming, you need to go over to the temporal area and you need to kill elemental sand. It took maybe 10 for me before it eventually dropped. There's quite a few of these guys around, maybe 5 or 6, but yeah, it didn't take long. If you just want to buy it from the auction house, according to my server right now, it's about 350-ish, depending on your server. So on to the achievement itself. If you go to Exploration, Dragon Isles, and then under there you will find Honor Our Ancestors. So there are 10 ancestors that need honoring and you must be using the Essence of Awakening in order to honor them. So how do we honor all these ancestors? Well, each one requires a different item. Here are the 10 items that you need. Now, quite honestly, you can get pretty much all of these on the auction house, but if you want to know where each individual one is, I'm going to go through them one by one as I hand them in, and I hope that helps you. So let's get started then. So I have my occasional sand, my 50 resources, and I've bought my essence, and so I'm just stepping outside just to show you. There we go. Right, we have 1 hour to do it. So the first ancestor we're going to start with is here in the actual hold. You'll find this one going up and down this slope, and this is the one that requires the 3 spiced mammoth. This one's a really easy one to do. You can either cook it yourself or buy it on the auction house. Next up, you're going to find this ancestor wandering about in the timber step area, and this one is the one that requires an enchantment. So this is enchant boots and it's plain stride as breeze. You'll get that on the auction house, or if you have an alt or your main is an enchanter, you can do it yourself. Next up, we are going to head over here. This is a hostile area, so you're going to have to wander about and be careful. This one needs drums. So these drums are made by leather workers, so again, auction house, or if you've got somebody that you know that can make them. Next up, this one is just under a massive horn, and funnily enough, this one wants a horn of mead. This is the mead you need to get from the Nook Hood area. So if you haven't done that, you can't hand this one in and you can't finish the achievement. So next up, we're making our way to the hollow, where you will need to hand over the buffalo brisket. Now, this recipe is quite a tricky one, so you may have to get this one from the auction house if you haven't been lucky enough to learn it yourself through repeatedly cooking things. But you need 2 of those for each dog, I suppose. Right. On to this area here. This is another area which is hostile, and this is the one that needs the exceptional pelt. Now literally kill the dogs in this area and you get the pelt. Next up here, this one requires the awakening air, or awakened air even. It's if you're lucky and the world quest is on, there's like 1 million airs around here to kill, and you can do it that way, or just come with awakened air to start with, and that one's job done. Next up, you want to head to this area here, and this one is one that you probably have 1 million in your bag. I know I did. Elemental motes. It's really the only thing I think they're useful for so far. This one's slightly trickier. This one wants a fire-blessed greatsword. However, they are dropping like flies everywhere in this area, or just head to the auction house. You'll see some people are trying to make money out of it, up to 9,000. Others are quite happy to sell it for 90. Or I have 3 on my alts, so it really wasn't hard to hand that one in for me. Now, finally, if you make your way over to this area here, this one roams around a lot and it's running, so you might take you a while to locate it, blends in with everything else. This one literally just wants her, but it has to be a level 2. Once you've done it, you get the ding and you get your toy straight away in your bag. So your toy is a hearthstone. It's just a ancestral hearthstone, which means when you use it, you go all ghostly. I suppose the term perhaps is ancestrally. Anyway, I dragged it over to my bars so that you can see it, and every time I get a new one I like to have it as the thing I use for a while. And you can see I have now turned all white and glowy, and I can now have something different when I hearth. So anyway, as always, hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching and subscribe to see what else I'm up to.